Drop weight fast with Zepbound weight loss. My 106-pound Zepbound weight loss calorie secret that no one is telling you. I'm revealing all my secrets today, honey. Hi, beautiful friends. If we don't know each other, I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I've been on Zepbound, Mounjaro, and TIRZEPATIDE compound because of the shortages, the variation of those. The last 2+ years, 26, almost 27 months, losing over 106 pounds and going from a size 24 to now I'm down to a size 12, 14, and a medium top. This is my most recent before and after, and I'm really excited to share my calorie secrets with you for dropping weight fast. I did a previous video on this exact topic, and I had so many questions, so many comments. I'm like, I gotta follow up on it. First, with the overarching theme is you probably clicked on this video because you're like, I want to drop weight fast. And I really, really want to encourage you of breaking diet culture of doing this fast. The people who win are the turtles. Slow and steady wins the race. If I could tell you, if I had told myself, I'll use my I statements, a year, 2 years ago when I first started this journey, that you're going to lose 106 pounds, but it's going to take you over 2 years to do that as a turtle, would you still do it? And I'd be like, heck yeah. So I want to encourage you, it's going to take what it's going to take. And if it motivates you to go fast, there is some challenges with that too. Loose skin, and we know that losing weight too quickly on Zepbound weight loss can lead to appendicitis, pancreatitis, and some other gnarly things. So for me, my goal is a ½ pound to 2 pounds per week. Slow and steady wins the race. More than that, and setting unrealistic expectations, I've got to give that disclaimer before I dive into my 7 tips of that slow and steady wins the race. That really and truly for me, I'm so grateful for that. Let's dive in. Okay, so the calorie secret that no one tells you. These are mine. I'm not a healthcare provider. I do the second disclaimer. I do these videos daily on a daily show with over 700 GLP-1 videos to help encourage you, but to talk to your healthcare provider. So don't take this as medical advice. Take it as my experience, strength, and hope, and then talk to your healthcare provider about what I'm sharing on. Hopefully, have that conversation. Number 1, calorie tracking. Who said that? Who said that? Was that me? It was me. I did say that. Calorie tracking. I used to, when people say that, literally my eyeballs would pop onto the top of my head so quickly, doing, like literally to eye roll so fast. Please don't eye roll at me. Please, I'm begging you. I'm saying calorie tracking because it took me 18 months, a year and a half of being on Zepbound before I could start calorie tracking efficiently in the way in which I do it now. It is completely different calorie tracking than it used to be. I would just scrape and bear through, a day, maybe 2 days of calorie tracking and be so resistant upon it. But here's what, it was because of old diet culture, unhealthy things that I needed to heal. And I want to encourage you, if you're having a weight stall, if you're not where you want to be, do you have a realistic picture on this? This is not diet culture, I promise you. I promise you, I promise you. From somebody who has been morbidly obese and over 300 pounds, I promise you, when someone told me calorie tracking, I was like, it is one of the best things to do to get an accurate picture over a 2-week period. Just do it for 2 weeks and see. For me, it is mind-blowing for a number of reasons. One, I realized the quality of food in which I was eating. I was like, why am I eating that? That is not bringing me joy. If I'm going to eat something now, it's going to be amazing. I just had the most delicious mango in my protein oatmeal right before filming this. Those mangoes, honey, I was excited about them. I talked to my husband about these mangoes for days now. He's like, oh my God, you're really, I'm like, I know. I'm excited about fruit. I'm excited about vegetables. I'm excited about protein. I'm so excited. And apparently I'm spitting like, but calorie tracking, you know this, but it is the implementation. If you don't know it, if you're not applying the action towards it, it's one thing to say it. It's a whole other ballgame to actually do it and the action of doing it. So I want to challenge you, a 2-week challenge to track your calories. If you want to lose weight fast, figure out how much you're eating. For me, because of I did not get overweight. It's genetic, of course, and we know that obesity is a disease. I did not get morbidly obese, though, with having a healthy perspective of food. And to dismantle and untangle that unhealthy relationship with food, I've got to be honest with myself and taking an honest appraisal of what I'm daily eating. I could not take an honest appraisal of what I was daily eating until I literally worked with a therapist on it. It took me 18 months. This is why I say turtles win. I had no idea when I started Zepbound that there were so many underlying layers of the onion. I don't want it to be so cliche, but we're going to be cliche. So many layers of the onion of like, oh, that's really unhealthy. Like that's super, super toxic way in looking at food. Apparently I still have spit on my face. So calorie tracking, but it's not as cut and dry as just calorie tracking on there. Number 2, I work out now to be stronger, and it's not for weight loss. Literally, I work out because I want to be a strong grandma, God willing, in like 20 or 30 years. A ways away from where I am now. Not now, my kid's 9, like in a while. But I want to be a strong grandma. I want to be strong in my older age, my mature wisdom age. I'm in my 40s now. I want to be in my 50s strong. I want to have the rest of my 40s strong. And for me, lifting has been key for this, and walking. It started off with, I could not lift. So it started off with wall Pilates on YouTube. And then that morphed to me going to a Pilates studio and really getting confidence in my body. I was afraid I was going to hurt myself, y'all. And maybe that's why you're not lifting now, is you're afraid you were going to hurt yourself. Start small. Talk to your doctor. Maybe here on YouTube, literally, wall Pilates for seniors is what I Googled. It was amazing. I worked, honey. I was sweating after that. I was definitely sore the next day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sore. Who knew wall Pilates for seniors would be such a great workout? And so many of you guys have done that. And you're like, yay. And then you can move on and elevate to the next layer of lifting and for working out. And for me with those workouts, one of the things that have gone hand in hand that I am obsessed with, and I talk about with my besties, my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. I've had LMNT electrolytes almost every single day for the last 2+ years on my Zepbound and Mounjaro weight loss journey, because in my humble opinion, it's the best electrolyte. I take electrolytes on a daily basis. I first started because of the side effects, gastrointestinal. Because it has magnesium, potassium, and sodium, excuse me, I started taking LMNT electrolytes to help with those. It has now morphed because I'm on the highest dose, Zepbound 15 milligrams. I don't really get side effects. I mean, I still do, but not to the extent I did when I first started. So when I first started, LMNT electrolytes have been fabulous for those side effects. But now it's for workout recovery. Y'all, I'm working out, honey. I'm walking 2 to 6 miles per day. I'm lifting. And so it has in there magnesium, sodium, and potassium. So it means there's salt. So it tastes salty. But I customize it towards what I wish on there. My favorite flavor is the orange. My 9-year-old, the Duke, plays soccer. He gets leg cramps. His favorite flavor is watermelon. I give it to my kid. But I'm going to a horseback riding camp. I'm so excited. Horse camp. I could not fit on horses before, being over 300 pounds and morbidly obese without hurting a horse. I'm so excited to go, and I'm literally packing my suitcase. Guess what's in there? LMNT electrolytes. I got a ton of them because I'm going to be sweating, honey, and replacing those electrolytes. Obviously, before taking any supplement, talk to your own healthcare provider. But working out, one of my calorie secrets for fast weight loss, and it's, again, we're saying fast weight loss, meaning half a pound to 2 pounds per week, is LMNT electrolytes, because it helps with that muscle recovery too from lifting, and also for my side effects. So I highly recommend. LMNT electrolytes has been very generous to give the Countess of Shopping community a discount. Go to drinklmnt.com, DRINKLMNT.com, and then /queen, QUEEN. It's also linked in the description link below, as is like my free side effects tracker, as is my Zepbound checklist, as is all of my free meal plans that were dietitian created that I paid $1,000 for. All of those are linked in the description, including that to get the 8 free sticks with any purchase. So if you want to purchase the sparkling electrolyte cans, I also like these because I don't have to mix anything. When I'm at home and working from home, and on travel, I'll take these because I'll shake them in like at the airport. I'll take them with me after I get through security. I'll have typically a third. You could have the whole stick at one time because, again, it's your world and you can customize it towards what you want. But for me, I just use a third of it thrice per day. In the words of David, thrice per day. Okay, so actually that was from Golden Girls, not David. Number 3, I had to change my calories. This is one of my secrets. And I'm telling this because I feel like a ding-dong sharing this, but I'd rather be a ding-dong who's fully authentic and honest and show you like when I skinned my knees for something that was dumb, but it was a learning lesson. So it's really not dumb because I learned a lot actually through the process. So I've worked with a dietitian. I've done a whole bunch of work with that on countessofshopping.com. I actually have a calorie calculator. Recently, we just did that article on that. And I was utilizing my Fitness Pal to track my food. I still do. But in there, MyFitnessPal calculates calories. The calories were way too low for me. I'm almost 6 feet tall. I work out now 2 to 6 miles. I walk 2 to 6 miles per day, and I lift 3 days a week. This week, by the way, I'm only gonna lift twice, just to be fully transparent. But in MyFitnessPal, my calories were way too low, 1,500 per day. I could not hit that. I was ravenous at the end of the day. And you know what I did? Some days I would go to bed feeling, most days I'd go to bed feeling like a failure because I'd eat more than that. That is bad for me. Bad meaning it's not a healthy choice, not like bad, but like it's not a healthy choice for me. What is a healthy choice is being in a healthy calorie deficit, because I'm still in weight loss. I'm not to maintenance yet. About 20 pounds to go, 15 to 20 pounds to go. Out of that, I have loose skin, which is probably 5 to 10 pounds. So realistically, I've got 10 to 15 pounds left if you took off the loose skin. I was too much in a calorie deficit that was not sustainable. And so I want to encourage you, it was not sustainable because of my working out. This new activity lifestyle that I've cultivated, particularly the last half a year, 6 to 8 months, and I've really gotten very excited and interested in walking and lifting way more than I used to be and making it part of my daily routine and daily habit. My calories way too low. So if you are struggling, recalculate your calories. You can go to countessofshopping.com. The link in the description link below has like the specific article page, the blog page on it, and recalculate. And I would encourage you, recalculate to see if you're lightly active or more active with it. There's different buttons you can toggle. Changing my calories from 1,500 to now I'm like almost 800, 1,800. I said almost 800, almost 1,800. Huge difference. Who knew 200 to 300 extra calories per day? Major difference, because I'm able to hit it. It is sustainable. I can work out strong without being like, ooh. My thinking is clearer. I'm nicer. I'm not hangry. And I had tried all the tricks with protein and this and that, just could not get to this level. And so now there's appetite suppression. And I feel like that's healthy because, again, I'm almost 6 feet tall. And 1,700 to 1,800 calories, I feel like is sustainable for me to finish this race to get to maintenance. And the race is never over. Like I will ongoingly be working on this and then be in the maintenance zone, which will be slightly different, which I cannot wait for. I'm like, bring on the extra calories for maintenance. But it'll probably be realistically around that range. I haven't looked. I need to, but I haven't looked. But I want to encourage you, tip number 3, are you too much in a deficit? Do you need to increase your calories? And for me, it was detrimental to my weight loss because then I would overeat and it was like old school night snacking again. I'm like, what? I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be doing this. This is not sustainable. And so recalculating and refiguring that out has been amazing. And so MyFitnessPal, love them because it's free. I use their free tracker, but that calorie counter in there, no. So I changed my settings is what I did. And I used my own calorie counter on countessofshopping.com. There's 3 different types, and just FYI in the fitness industry, that you can use 4 calorie counters. And so we have one of the 3 types. There's 2 others. Whatever type that they're using on that is just, you can lose a lot of weight fast by being in that severe of a calorie deficit, but 1,500 calories plus working out, plus almost being 6 feet tall, and being on the highest dose, I'm not having maximum appetite suppression. Tip number 4. I am not eating. And I mean that not in a healthy diet, in a healthy way, not in a diet culture way. I had to learn what healthy was in terms of appetite suppression. I'm supposed to be hungry as a human being. And learning the balance between being hungry and not eliminating that, because that's to be a human being, but also being full and feeling what that feels like and really learning what those feel like. I didn't have an accurate portrayal of either of those when I started Zepbound. And so I want to encourage you, for me, a lot of times it's just not eating, but that's not coming from a bad place. It's coming to, I can look at my calories. That's why calorie tracking is so important. And I can see I'm well nourished. I've eaten foods to nourish thy body, to do thy will. Literally, like for me, I'm like, okay, like the Lord's Prayer up in here. I'm not asking you to subscribe to my belief system. Don't worry. Don't you worry. But literally to do thy will and to nourish my body, I gotta stop eating sometimes. But that's in a loving, kind way. That's like one of the most loving, healthy choices for me of like, oh, I'm full. Let me put my fork down. Let me stop. It's a beautiful, lovely thing to recognize that and to have that mind-body connection. I did not used to have that. I can go back and be like, that was not the case before. I could not put down my fork previously. It was 3 helpings. 3 servings. Now it's like a small salad plate. And sometimes it's more than a small salad plate too, also not to get distorted on that either. But I instead realized how much for me, I always joke, but it's working for me. And so I'm gonna share what's working for me is I typically have 3 tumblers around me at all times. I've just become a really liquid kind of gal. I like it. I have my LMNT electrolytes. I typically do a third, in 40-ounce tumblers. I love the Sip Sip Hooray tumblers. I just got my spring edition ones and they're so cute. Or I'll have some sort of tea or coffee, usually nearby. And that makes me so happy. Sometimes sparkling water also. Like just having like that, I can sip on that and it's not gonna break the bank in terms of calories, but I'm not trying to eliminate, I'm trying to replace habits. And so for me going cold turkey and cutting completely out, that was very hard and still is hard for me. But instead replacing the habit, that's why I talk about the not eating component is I just replace that with drinking and sipping and having fun with my tumbler. And if me getting a $25 tumbler, sometimes that offends people. I'm like, okay, then don't get the $25 tumbler. I've linked them in my Amazon shopping list down below. Then don't do that. Like do what makes you, your journey is gonna be different than mine. Because obesity is a spectrum and there's so many people in the Countess of Shopping community. We have a wide variation and I welcome the diversity. I want to be very inclusive in our community, intentionally by design, having a very big hoop to jump through of a lot of people because we are all different and our obesity is different on that spectrum. And so for me, the $25 tumbler and focusing on these liquids, it's made a big difference. For you, if you're like, I don't want to do that, then great, then don't. Number 5, when I go out for food situations, typically now my social calendar is different than it used to be. I used to go out with friends not really all the time because I'm a mom. I'd rather be at home with my kid or my hot husband. But when on the rare times I would, I'd be like, let's go to food places. Now I don't like to do that. I'm like, let's go walking. I recently went with a friends to go to a spa. And that was a lot of fun. That was like a once a year thing. I would not do that. It was really, really cool. But then I had a friend later on and be like, oh, let's go out to dinner. I'm like, no, like, let's go walking. And then another friend, I'm like, why don't we just start lifting together? You can come to my home gym. Like, why don't we do that? Like, I don't want to keep going out to eat. It's just not serving me because here's what, when I go out to eat, I'm not going to eat. And I tell all my friends when I go out to eat, my family, hey, I'm not really that hungry if I'm not. If I am, I'm going to eat. I'm going to be healthy about my eating. But if it's near day 2 and day 3 with that peak appetite suppression with my Zepbound weight loss, I'm not going to force feed myself. And when I go out to dinner, I want to give people full permission. Not that they need my permission, but I say it for full permission. Please enjoy yourself. Please get an appetizer, a meal, a dessert, whatever you wish, whatever your heart's desires. I am not going to eat. I'm super content drinking my coffee and my sparkling water, probably a Diet Coke. I'll have my 3 beverages. I am going to do that. I want you to do what's comfortable for you. And it lets them off the hook. And my family, they've known I've been on this medication now for over 2 years. I still say that to them. And sometimes I'll enjoy. If we go, there's a local like family-run Mexican restaurant near us. We love going there and we love supporting that family-run business. And so sometimes I'll have chips and then just have my, like just a little small plateful and then have because I'm full and I'm nourished. You know what I mean? Throughout the day. And that has worked really well for me. So dropping weight fast, you don't have to eat at every going out thing if you don't feel that way. If you feel that way, then great, then make great choices. Look in your MyFitnessPal or Google before you go, what is a healthy option that fits in your calorie range. I have learned a ton, specifically shout out to PCOS Sam. She's on Instagram and TikTok. I love watching her stuff because she has recently she did Popeyes. Not that I'd go to Popeyes, but I kind of want to go to Popeyes now. I'm like, oh, that looks good. Like these great options. I've had, if you're like, oh, Countess, I have my What I Eat in a Day videos, a ton of them. There's a whole playlist down below. Go watch those. If you need ideas from Chipotle, I like Chipotle, Panda Express, like some of these fast places to pick up food. Great. But I don't have to go out to eat all the time and actually eat. I can go out or I'll change the social agenda to be like, let's go for a walk. Or let's go for a cup of coffee and walk. Because I'm trying to get my steps in. Literally today, I only have 2,000 steps in. I'm like, I gotta get my 10,000 steps in. I gotta move. Number 6, time to enjoy. I was like, I couldn't read my handwriting. Time to enjoy. There's a time to enjoy. There's a season for everything, honey. And so there's a time to enjoy, and then there's a time to not. I am intentional when I'm enjoying to enjoy. I used to have a therapist in group therapy. I was in trauma group therapy for a long time. And in the trauma group therapy, my therapist, I loved her. She would say, savor. And she'd always go back to the word savor when you'd have a dessert and she'd ask me, she'd be like, did you savor that? And I'm like, that's a great question. So now when I'm eating decadent things, or particularly for like Christmas or New Year's or things like that, or whatever, if my husband and I are going on a really fancy date together, am I savoring it? And so I want you to pose that question for yourself. If you are choosing to have some indulgence, indulge, honey, and savor it. The indulgences that I have now are substantially smaller, but make it good. Make it good. Make it something you love. Don't go subpar. I was doing a video a couple of weeks back, and I was talking about something as like a substitute. Sometimes substitutes are great, but sometimes having the real thing is important. I was sharing about how I don't eat baked chips anymore. They've got a bunch of stuff on them that I'm like, ugh. But instead of baked chips, I eat real chips. But I just eat a lot smaller of them, and that makes me so happy because I am more of a chip person. I'd rather have nachos than like chocolate or sweets. Anyone else like that? I'm not so much a sweet person. I'd rather have like carby type things like chips or nachos or whatever. So it doesn't have to be a restriction all the time. In fact, I feel like that's not healthy, and sometimes my brain needs a mental shut off. Like when we go to Disney, we went to Very Mickey Disney. I enjoyed. It was great. But I walked so much, I didn't gain, like, I don't think I gained, I'm trying to remember, I'm like, did I gain weight? I don't think so. I indulged. I went to that new cake bake store and had some of their macarons and tried some of their stuff, and I enjoyed. I had one macaron, and I really savored it. And then my family had the rest, and we had cake, and I had a bite of it, and I was like, oh, it wasn't good when we went because it had just opened. It was not good. But still savoring, like, what I was enjoying is the point of the story. Tip number 7. Protein. I talk about it in I have so many protein videos. If you want examples of protein, countessofshopping.com, my website has a whole article, multiple, on different protein things. I've done tons of videos on proteins. Finding proteins you love. I am on my protein pretzel era. I love them. Love them because I can use them as a vessel to scoop more protein. You can make cool dips. You can make a cottage cheese protein dip. You can do cool stuff with it. It's a vessel for scooping. One of my besties says that. It's a vessel for scooping. I'm like, that's a great idea. Vessel for other protein. So finding proteins you love. For me, I have 100 to 150 grams of protein per day. That makes me full, and that has helped me drop weight fast. I can look back at like my cadence and rhythm. And again, it's not to go fast. For me, fast is 0 to like a half a pound to 2 pounds per week. That to me is fast. More than that's not healthy. And I'm not trying to go down that ballpark. Here's what Zepbound has given me: the ability to like take the blinders off of really, really unhealthy ways. And I still have a ways to go. I recognize that there's still some flaws that I'm still actively working on. I'm not a finished progress. Yeah, like I'm not finished. I'm still continuing to actively on a daily basis, which is why I do a daily show, talk about all these things. I am so grateful for you. I want you to tell me, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? I hope that it has in there, if you're able, and I know that there's Zepbound fatigue, I know that there's Zepbound side effects. If you are able to move a little bit more, what will you move today? What will you do? Is it going to be biking, swimming? One of our awesome viewers does tap dancing lessons now. Mine's going to be, I'm going horseback riding soon. Like, I'm really excited now that it's getting warm outside. I can do a lot more physical stuff outdoors. What are you going to do? Tell me, I want to know. And let's encourage each other. We'll motivate and encourage each other on our activity choices. That's number 1. Number 2 is our emoji of the day. I do emojis of the day to get to know you better because I care, and the pattern recognition of seeing your name pop up over and over and over again to me are fantastic. Our emoji of the day today is going to be a high five. High five, high five. I feel like we need extra encouragement today. If you clicked on this video, I want you to know I am praying for you. I am thinking, if you don't believe in prayer, I am uplifting you in positive thought. Let's get some encouragement up in here, because going from morbidly obese, over 300 pounds, to now being on this weight loss journey, I'm like, what a gift. Like, let's live in that gift and gratitude of like, this is the best time to be alive. This is the best time to make changes. This is the best time to really, move our lives in the direction in which we want to go to, truly. It's not just for me, it's for you too. And that is exciting, that we all can collectively elevate, because iron does sharpen iron, and all boats rise. What is it? No, that's not the right one. Cream rises to the top. See, I gotta make it back about food. You can take the morbid obesity out of that doesn't make any sense at all either. What I'm trying to say is I love you, I care about you, and I'm cheering for you. So, emoji of the day. What did I just say it was? Oh, a high five. I was thinking about boats and I got confused. It's a high five. And also make sure you go to Element, go to drinkelement.com/queen, QUEEN, snag your 8 free sticks of Element with any purchase. I hear over and over and over and over and over on a daily basis how much people love Element, and it's been a game changer for me. Started off for side effects, now moved into workout, helping with those too, and I love it. So if you see me in car pickup line, which many of you guys do in my real life, I frequently have a can in my car because it's so good. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I love ya. I'll see you tomorrow and share this video with your bestie. Bye.